प्यारी साध संगत जी फतेह प्रवान करने जी वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. For those of you who are not familiar with me, who don't know, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Singh, and I represent a charity called Nanak Naam that works in the UK primarily to teach Gurmat spirituality in English. And I've been very fortunate to be invited out here to Bangkok to spend a couple of days with you. And on the flight coming over this morning, a thought occurred to me: what on earth am I doing on this flight? Why is it that I'm sitting on this plane? Why am I going to Bangkok? The thought occurred to me. What is it that people are expecting from me? What do I have? Do I have anything of value that I can share with anyone? And so the idea became a little bit unsettled within me. And then we landed, and I start seeing all the signs on the airport, and they're all written in Thai, and then it really hit me, oh my God, I'm actually in Thailand. And I don't consider myself a Granthi, a Gyani. I don't consider myself a scholar or learned in any way. I'm just someone in the Sangat. And for me, the only thing that settled that worry in my head, like, what am I doing here? The only thing that settled that thought was, all I can do is I can share whatever understanding the Guru has given me. I can share that with you. That's all I have to give. Of course, we can only learn from the Guru directly. But in and amongst ourselves, if we can do vichar, if we can share ideas, if there is something that you've benefited from that somebody else can learn, then it's our duty as a Sikh, it's our duty to share that. Guru Sahib says, Jan Nanak Tood Mange Tis Gur Sikh Ki Jo Aap Jape Avra Naam Japave. It's our duty as a Sikh, whatever we've learned, to share that. So I'm not a teacher. Let me just make that clear. We only have one teacher in Sikhi, and that's the Guru. There's one teacher, and the rest of us are all students. I always say that the point at which you think you know it all is the point at which you stop being a Sikh. Because the Sikh is to continuously learn. The Sikh is to continuously say, I might be wrong. The Sikh is continuously saying, I have more to learn. So at any point that we think we know it all, that's when we've become the Guru. And we stop being a Sikh. So it's okay for me to sit on stages and say, I actually don't know anything. Not because I'm trying to be humble, it's because I genuinely don't know anything. And I think that's okay for a Sikh to sit there and say it's okay, that we don't know anything. But what I do have, I can share with you. So, what can I share? What can I show you? What can I demonstrate from what the Guru has taught me that might be of benefit to you? When I get a chance to travel, when I get a chance to meet Sangat from different parts of the world, I notice that there's a real conflict. There's a conflict in Sikhi, there's a conflict in the youth, and the conflict almost always stems down to the fact that there is a generation gap, and more people now are getting disillusioned with Sikhi. They don't understand it. They don't know what Sikhi is. They don't know how to understand it. So I thought, let me talk about this today. Something pretty straightforward. So let us look at what is on offer for our life today. I see that there are two religions in the world. One is secularism and the other is being religious. Let me explain what I mean, that they are two religions of the world. One way of living in the world is to allow society to define what your life should be about. We all think that this is what real life is. This is the real world, and we're living in the real world. And this is just the rules of the real world. So let's look a little bit into those rules. Society teaches you how to function within society. Society sets the rules and we follow those rules. Society teaches us how to live and we follow those because we want to be part of that. For example, society tells you what is and isn't appropriate to wear. Everything that you're wearing right now is not what you've chosen to wear. It is limited by the constraints of what society has decided. I'm not seeing someone sitting here, sitting in 17th century Punjabi clothing. You know, the men would be wearing those really royal robes and all those sorts of things. Why is nobody wearing that today? Because we don't live in that society. We live in today's society. So society has dictated what you wear. Society dictates how you act, how you behave, what things are acceptable and what things are not acceptable. Society tells you what characteristics you should have. So, for example, in today's society, equality is a big thing. Everyone should have equality. That isn't an idea that's intrinsic to you. That's something that society has said, in today's day and age, this is the way of the world. Maybe 200 years ago, slavery was normal. It was okay to have slaves. That's because that was what the society dictated. So the values that you have in your life aren't your values, they're dictated to us. The kind of person that you aspire to be like is also dictated to us. Society says that to be successful, to be rich, to be earning a great wage, and to, when you get really rich, you can buy a big house, and when you've got too many houses, then you can buy a boat and a helicopter and all those sorts of things. All the things that if you were to win the lottery today, all the things that immediately come to your mind, what you should buy, that's dictated to you. So even who you want to be, your projection of who you want to be is not yours. And in this religion of secularism, there is a God. And the God is Maya. But I'm not going to say Maya means money. The literal meaning of the word Maya can be translated to material, matter, physical. The God of this religion of secularism is everything that is physical. Everything that our senses can touch, taste, smell, enjoy, that is what we aspire to. And there is a reward of this religion. The reward of this religion is material success. The more you follow the rules of this religion, of secularism, of society, the reward is more material success. So that's society, secularism as a religion. The other is traditional religion. And that also has a similar set of rules. That religion, whatever the religion is, usually tells you what to wear, usually tells you what values to aspire to. You know, even when we read Gurbani, like it tells you what a Gursikh is, so that you can think, okay, I need to be like that. Right? It tells you how you should act. It even tells you, has a recommendation what you should do in the morning, how you should bathe, and all these sorts of things. All religions have certain rules, certain places you should go to. So, religion gives you characteristics that you have to adopt in your life. And the God of religion is something that's intangible. If society and secularism has matter as its God, then religion tends to have something that's intangible, something that you can't see, you can't touch. And the reward is also intangible. Society says if you follow the rules of society, you will get more material success, you will get rewarded in the end with more material success. And religion teaches you the more that you do the religious things, you'll get some reward in the end. So these are the two religions of the world. What we're seeing now, as each generation goes on, the younger generations are rejecting the intangible God for the tangible God. The God that you can't see and that you can't touch, the youth are saying that God doesn't make any sense to us. This whole idea of reward in the afterlife, that doesn't make any sense to us. I want the reward now. And the God of this world is something I can touch, I can taste. And that's everything. All your senses, all the pleasures, all the joys and experiences that are out there in the real world, that's the God that they're running after. So the youth is rejecting the invisible God for the visible God. And now we talk about Gurmat. Gurbani comes along and it says that life is a game and you and me have been playing it wrong. We've not been playing it correctly. Pay attention. The Guru isn't talking about which religion you pick. The religious people, Gurbani says, they've been doing it wrong as well. Gurbani famously says, Hindu anna, Turku kana, dohe te gyani syana. The Hindu is blind on both eyes. The Muslim is blind with one eye. He can see a little bit. But higher than both of these, cleverer than both of these, greater than both of these is a gyani, a spiritually wise. So we must be very careful when we talk about Gurmat and Gurbani not to put it as another religion. Because this is not another religion. This is Sarab Tarab Mein Sresh Taram. This is the religion of religions. This is not just you have a choice. Children, you can be a Sikh, or you can be a Hindu, or you can be a Buddhist, or you can be a Muslim, or you can be a Christian. That's not what Gurmat is. Gurmat is not just another one of those boxes. Gurmat is the one that defines what life is about for everyone. Human beings. And Gurbani is saying that both the worldly person and the religious person has been playing this game wrong. And the Guru comes along and says, this is a different way. We talk about Nanak Nirmal Panth Chalaya. Guru Nanak Dev Ji started something radical, something pure. The third path, a Tisra Panth, this has also been described as a different way of life. So both secularism and religious life have been playing this game wrong, because in the game they made the main character me. Let me repeat that. The reason the game has been played wrong by you and me so far is because the central character in this game has always been I, me. I'm the main character. I can either choose to be religious or I can choose to be worldly, but ultimately I am my God. I am the center of this game. And Gurmat comes along and it says to us, you were never the point of this game. The point of this game was never about you. And Gurmat comes along and it teaches you, you can achieve the success of both those other games, of religious life and secular life, of worldly life and spiritual life. You can get the benefits of both. It's not a conflict. You know, in the old days, the idea was that if you had to be spiritual, you could not have a worldly life. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji, from a young age, was known as a spiritual person, He shocked the spiritual world when he said, I'm getting married. They said, how can you get married? How can you get married? You're a spiritual person. Come and join us. Guru Nanak Dev Ji famously, when he went to see the Siddhs asked Guru Nanak Dev Ji, tell us what is happening in the world. Guru Nanak Dev Ji replied, the world is burning and the people who can help them are sitting in a mountain meditating. Guru Nanak Dev Ji rejected this idea that go sitting in a forest, go sit in a monastery somewhere, sit in silence for years. Guruji demonstrated you can be spiritual and worldly. And all the Bhagats demonstrated that as well. Kabir ji had children as well. We see that in Gurbani. The Bhagats were also worldly. So Gurbani demonstrates a third way, a new way of living. And you can have the worldly benefits and the religious benefits all in one go. But you have to change the way you play this game, the game of life. You have to change it. You have to change the rules. And the key thing that we must do is we have to remove me from the game. You, yourself, has to be taken out of the game. We have to change the focus of this game from me to you. From the individual to the universal. The focus of this game is not about me. The focus of the game is the creator of the game itself. The creator of the game, the creator of the chessboard, the creator of all the chess pieces, this is the game of chess that we're all in. But who made it? Where does it come from? What is this earth? What are these players? What are these characters? The central character of this game and in our life has to not be me. It has to be the very energy of life itself, the power behind life, the force behind everything. But there's a very obvious question. Well, why should we do this? What's the point? Because if you're in a prison, the person with the key is the king. And if the person has a key and they have a map how to get out of that prison, they are the worthy of respect. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the map, written by the people who have the key and who have won this game. Gurbani time and time again talks about you are failing this game, you are losing. And Gurbani time and time talks about that I'm not going to come back again. The Bhagats and the Gurus are saying, I've won. I've won life. I've conquered this game. I've mastered it. So Guru Granth Sahib Ji is written by the people who've conquered life. Do you see how this is not just any other religion? Don't ever place this as just another religion. This is something else. This is Gurmat. So why do we want to get out of this prison? Sounds like an absurd question, isn't it? Why do I want to get out of this prison? I'm quite comfortable in this prison. It doesn't feel like a prison to me. It's quite comfortable. I got a nice house, I got a nice car, I got my husband, my wife, my children. When we want to spend money, we go spend money, we go out and we have a great time. It doesn't feel like a prison. You have to really dig deep and ask yourself this question: is this life working for you? That's a fundamental question. Is this working for you? Whatever you're doing right now in life, is it working? How do you define whether something is working or not? There's two answers to that question. Is this life working for you? You can say, no, life's not working. I'm trying very hard. I'm even successful, but I'm always stressed. I'm always anxious. I'm always worried. I'm never happy. I feel like I'm always chasing something. Anxiety. That's a big Big topic these days, stress, mental health. I don't know if that's the case here, but in the West, certainly in the US and Europe and UK, everybody's talking about mental health these days. Because they've realized that the game that we've been playing all along hasn't actually delivered. It's delivered us lots of material stuff, but it hasn't delivered the immaterial stuff. So ask yourself this question, is this game working for you? Either you say, no, it's not working for me. Or you say, actually, it is working for me. I'm having a great life right now. I got lots of comfortable things in my life. I don't need anything more. You know, with God's grace, we earn good money, and with God's grace, we spend well as well. So, my question to those who are saying that life is good is, will it still be good when all of those things get taken away from you? Bhai Sahib Ji talked about ek bastu le pache pal. Like, we're always running after the one thing, and we get sad when one thing in our life, the one thing that we really want, why haven't I got that yet? But Sukhmani Sahib is telling us, what if everything else gets taken from you? Then will you still be happy? These are the kind of questions that the Guru asks us. So if you think you're having a great life right now, and I'm very comfortable, thanks but no thanks, I don't need this religious stuff, ask yourself, is it still going to be great? What happens when your body starts deteriorating? What happens when your house starts crumbling? What happens when the bank balance runs dry? What happens when your friends run away from you? What happens when your family starts dying all around you? All of these are not a question of if, they're a question of when. Everything will start crumbling around you. Will you still be happy? This is why you see lots of people in their old age start running towards religion. Why? We need to learn from them, because they've realized, I did it. I did everything. I did the family thing. I did the looking after my responsibilities. I did the education thing. I did the earning lots of money thing, but it didn't make me happy. So we have to learn from our elders that actually they're not foolish that they're going into spirituality. They're just saying nothing else seems to work. But the youth, in our ignorance, I put myself in youth, by the way. Yeah, I hope that's allowed. I know this is quite grey now, my beard. In our ignorance, we say, no, that's when I get older, that's when I'll do the religious stuff. I'll join you when I'm your age. But we don't understand that there is something that we're trying to do. We're trying to do something underneath everything. So what does it look like to win the game of life? What is the feeling like? I want you to take your minds back to a moment in time, if you ever had this experience, where you were just about to sit an exam. You walk in to the examination hall and you are so prepared for that exam. And you open the exam paper and all the questions are the questions that you knew were going to come, and you're well prepared for them, and you look around you and everybody else looks worried. Oh, I didn't prepare for that question. Just for a moment, as a thought experiment, try and feel, what does that feeling feel like? You walk into the exam room and you're so prepared. It's not a happiness, it's a confidence. It's not joy, it's santusht. It's, I know, I got this. Right? You're not happy, you're not sad, you're just so confident that this is going my way because I'm prepared. That's what it feels like to win this game. Imagine that moment in every scenario in life. In every scenario in life, no matter what is happening outside, there's something inside you that says, you can't touch me. I'm okay. I'm solid. Is that what your life is like? Or is it a daily struggle? Is it a daily chase? The gurus are saying, do what you want, you can't take this. What I have inside me, you can't take it. The Bhagats are saying, what I have inside me, whether you understand it, whether you don't understand it, whether you've experienced it or not experienced it, not my problem. You cannot take this away from me. We talk about this, it can't be burnt, it can't be drowned, it can't be stolen from me. There's a preparedness. Imagine that feeling every day, at every moment, no matter what horrors you're seeing around you, there's something inside you that is still and stable. This isn't a happiness that we're all chasing. We're all chasing joy, pleasures. But Gurbani is talking about being neutral, being very still, sahaj. Sahaj is a different feeling. Now go back to that exam feeling. Apply the word sahaj. It's just stillness. It's a confidence. It's a stability. What if you could live like that all the time? You think it's possible? You'd like to think so. We've had glimmers of that experience in our life. But we're all looking for happiness. We're chasing happiness all the time. And in the previous generations, we were told you can get the happiness if you do the religious stuff and you'll get some reward at the end. And the younger generations are saying, Mom, Dad, I can get rewards just by posting a picture on Instagram. I get 50 people saying they like me. That's instant rewards. Right? Like, how is me matha taking to a holy scripture, how is that giving me the same thing as me just posting a couple of pictures and getting that instant buzz? It doesn't compare. You can't answer that question. Because they're seeing some religious stuff is good for me in some way. I don't really understand. My parents tell me I should do it, so I'll do it. Whereas real world happiness. So both of these are ways of giving you stress and relieving stress. Traditional religion creates a bit of stress inside you. You're not good enough, you haven't woken up on time, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. And then it says, oh, come and just do these things, and you think, okay, I feel better. The real world gives you the same anxiety. You're not fast enough, you're not rich enough, you haven't got the best car, you haven't got this, you haven't got that. Their house is bigger, they had an extension done, they got the new carpets and the new wallpaper and all these sorts of things. So the real life gives you that real stresses that you feel it. Yeah, real life. This is what we call real life because it's physical. Gurbani is saying this world is a dream. The Gurus are talking at a different level. We have to understand what they're talking about. And so we're constantly just getting stressed in life, and then we're finding on a Friday night we just go and find a way to relieve that stress. Go out drinking, go out enjoying our time with our friends. Nobody's saying don't do this stuff, yeah? I'm not telling you to just stop your life. I'm just showing you this is what life is. And I'm posing a question, is there an alternate solution? Is there another way to live? So we're caught in this cycle of constantly happy, sad, happy, sad. Dukh and sukh is a cycle that we're constantly stuck in. And Guru is coming and saying, you are playing this game wrong and you need a new way to play this game. But in order to win in this game, you have to give something up. It's like the Guru saying, in order to get out of the prison, you have to give me something. If you were genuinely at the point at which in your life you said, this is a prison, I need to get out of this, you'll say, I'll give you anything. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Jo to prem khelan ka chao, sir tar tali gali mere aao. If you want to play this game, lovingly give me your head. It's a big price to pay, but you'll get out. They say, don't worry about life too much. You'll never get out alive. That's what we do. We worry about life so much, but we don't realize We're never going to win this. If you want to play this game, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, you got to give me something. It marg pair tarije, sir dije kaan na kije. Don't even hesitate. Like, you just have to, if you want the exit on this path, if you want to go out that door, you have to give me your head. So this is the path of giving up the me, the I, taking the I out of the game. Take me away from as the central character in our life. What does that look like? That is a state of no attachments. Right now we're very attached to our life. We're attached to happiness and we're trying to run away from sadness. That's what we all do. But Gurbani is saying you need to be neutral. No attachments. No pain or pleasure. Now this is a big thing Guruji is offering you. But in return, what he's saying is no pain and no pleasure. Now you have to ask yourself this question, do I want that? Because I quite like the pleasures of life. Can't I just keep those? Can't you just take all the troubles away? But bear in mind, Guruji is not saying don't have pleasures in life. Guruji is not saying don't have a house, don't have a car, don't have nice clothes. It's saying don't have an attachment to these things. Don't enjoy this thing as the pleasure of life. I'm going to give you something that's going to give you better pleasure. No winning or losing, no comfort or discomfort, constantly neutral, but in that neutral state. That's why I gave you that example. That feeling of you're going to ace this exam, that is a feeling of life. You can have that feeling at every moment. But it's like nothing is going to faze you. If you get a bit of happiness in life, okay, fine. If you get a bit of sadness in life, fine. You're fixed. So you have to ask yourself this question, am I interested? Or does it sound a bit boring? Because the world sounds very exciting. You might even say, actually I'll take a little bit of pain because the pleasures are quite good. The pleasures are good in this life. I'll take a little bit of pain. I don't want what you're offering, Guruji. What you're offering sounds strange, sounds weird. It doesn't sound normal, Guruji. It's not what normal people do. Maybe I have to give up too much. What do you mean I have to give my head? What do you mean I have to give up me as the central character of the game? What do you mean? It sounds too much. Maybe I'll just stick with it. The Guruji is saying, if you carry on playing this game, Vin tud horje mangana sir dukhan ke dukh. If you ask for anything else in this game of life, Guruji is saying, I guarantee it will end in dukh. Sir dukhan ke dukh. Not just one suffering, suffering upon suffering on your head, Guruji is saying. So you want to play this game? You're guaranteed to lose this game. It's like if you ever go to a casino. I don't know, are we allowed to say that? If you go to a casino and you're going to play some gambling and the guy dealing out the card says, you don't want to play this one, this table you're guaranteed to lose. You want to play? What chance are you going to take? You're going to say, no, I think I know I'm on a winning streak. I think I'm going to carry on. I'm going to take my chance. The dealer is saying you're guaranteed to lose. Soch la. Right? Think about it. Gurbani is saying the same thing. You're guaranteed to lose if you carry on going the way you're going. So, does the Guru's solution sound boring? There comes a point in your life when you feel that you've tried all the worldly stuff and you've tried all the religious stuff. Like, I need to do this, I need to do that. Yeah? Because Guru is saying that the religious people have got it wrong so far as well. Gurmat is a different thing. It's not just a religion. It's on a different level. It's not just do lots of religious stuff, Gurbani was against you just doing lots of religious stuff, thinking if I keep doing them, I'll get some reward at the end. Guru's saying no. You get the reward now by doing the right stuff. And the right stuff isn't the external actions, it's the right way of thinking. Gurmat. The Guru is giving you a mat, giving you a new programming. I talk about the mind almost like a software. It's got corrupted. It's got a virus in there, and the virus is called me, I. I'm the most important person. Gurbani is giving you an upgrade, a software upgrade. But this software upgrade doesn't just happen overnight. This software upgrade takes a bit of time, but boy is it an upgrade. It's a real upgrade. You know, like, I don't know if you get these anymore. Like, I get these notifications on my phone, like there's going to be an upgrade. And then I check in the morning, nothing's any different. I don't understand what the upgrade is. In the old days, an upgrade meant an upgrade. Something looked different, felt different. There was one new button or one new feature. You said, okay, I got an upgrade. Nowadays, the upgrades don't mean anything. I was like, what? You just wasted my electricity for no reason. Had my phone plugged in all night, hoping for some new feature. Gurbani is giving you a real upgrade. But it only comes when you decide, Guruji, I've tried life, it hasn't worked. It isn't all it's cracked up to be. It isn't the most fun. I've played this game enough times and I've lost enough times. Then you might consider what Guruji has to say. When you've tasted the pleasures of the world and you've found that the sweetness of the world keeps fading. It keeps running out. The sweetness of the world, the tastes of pleasures that we get out there, they keep running out. I always say, like, have you ever been to a restaurant and you enjoyed a great meal and you say, that's it, I never need to eat that meal ever again. It was that good, I never need to eat it again. You don't, do you? You say, I'm going to come back next week. I'm going to eat it again. Right? No matter how good it is, you never say it was that good that I don't need to taste it again. That's what all pleasures of life is like. They're only temporary pleasures. But Guru's saying, I've got a taste for you. I've got a ras that's so mitha and it never runs out. And that ras is called Naam. I've got a flavor that I can give you and you will not find that it runs dry. That's what the Guru is offering you. Do we want that? Now take this word, ras, and apply it to that exam scenario. It is kind of like a bliss. It's kind of like a pleasure that says, I don't mean you any harm, but I am enjoying this moment right now because I am ready. Imagine that at every moment for everything. That's a ras. I'll end with a story of Kabirji. Kabirji is meditating. Bhagat Kabirji is, for those who are not familiar, he's, of all the Bhagats that have written in Gurbani, his Bani is the most prevalent of all the Bhagats. One of the greatest mystics, one of the great mystic poets of India. And his Bani has been included. Bhagat Kabirji is meditating and somebody comes running to him. One of his neighbors from his village comes running to him and says, your house is on fire, your house is on fire. Bhagat Kabirji is aram nal, he's okay. He comes, chalo, let's go have a look. He comes and he sees, sure enough, his house is on fire. And he starts laughing. And the neighbor is saying, why are you laughing? Your house is on fire. Bhagat Kabirji's answer is, Mera hove, ta rova. If it was mine, really mine, then I could cry. But he says, it's not mine. Do you see that mindset? I'm okay. My house is on fire? No, it's not my house. It's not mine. And Kabirji has a shabad in Gurbani very similar along these lines. It starts, Ape Pavak, Ape Pavana. He himself, this oneness, And over the next few days, if you come to some of the sessions that I'm going to be running, we'll be talking a lot more about this oneness. This oneness itself is the fire, it is the wind. The Lord and Master, whatever it wishes to burn, nobody can do anything about it. Nobody can do anything about it. Jare khasam ta rakhe kavana. Who's going to save you when the divine oneness decides that it's your time to burn? You can even apply this to the house. When the divine decides, when Hukam decides that it's time for your house to burn, what are you going to do about it? When I chant the Lord's name, what does it matter if something is burning? Even if my body is burning. Listen to Kabirji's lines. When I chant the Lord's name, Ram japat tan jar ki na jaye. Even if my body is burning, so what? Ram Naam chit rahya samaye. My consciousness remains absorbed in this Naam of Ram. Who is burning? Who is suffering loss? The Lord is playing this game like a juggler with balls. He's playing this game. This is God's game, it's not my game. Kabirji is saying, even if I'm burning, who's losing? Why? Because in his life, he's not the central character. He's got rid of me as the character. He's saying, this is your life, you're playing this game, it's nothing to do with me. This is what it means to give up me. Sir tar tali gali mere aao. Give me your head, give me your very existence. This is not me, Kabirji is saying. Even if this is burning, it's your problem, not my problem. I am not here. Kaho Kabir, Akhar Doi Pak. When I recite these two letters, R and M, Ram, when I recite these two letters of Ram, whenever these two words are recited, whenever the word of Naam is in your mind, then he says, if he is your Lord and Master, he will protect you. As long as you keep this Naam Simran going on inside you, you will be fine. Try and put this back to the analogy that I've given you. This being prepared analogy, you will be fine as long as Naam Simran is going on. So every day, for the next couple of days, we'll be going over more and more of these kind of ideas of what Gurbani is talking about, what is oneness. On Monday and Tuesday, I think we have some coffee evenings and we're going to be talking in a lot more detail about how do we deal with our day-to-day problems in life, how Gurbani can help us with that. It's a real pleasure to be here. It's such a joy to be in your presence. I thank you so much for giving a foolish person like me the chance to sit on stage and talk, because I genuinely say I don't know nothing, and I always like to end my talks by saying, please assume I'm wrong. Because then you're not going to follow me, you go back to the Guru and the Guru will tell you whether I'm right or wrong. Don't worry about me. Go listen to the Guru. Gurbani will look after you, and I look forward to sharing some more vichar with you over the next few days. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.